Good morning. Well, to keep me from rambling, I wrote everything down, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to you real quick. The second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. Our story shows how relevant this is in our lives today. Around 4 years ago, I lost my wife. She struggled with alcohol, and unfortunately, she lost that battle. Now it was just me and my 6-year-old daughter, Hartley. Through all of the confusion and uncertainty, one thing was constant. I had neighbors checking in on me and making sure we were okay. Andrew eventually invited me to a small group. After that, I started attending service as well. It was during this time that I genuinely started pursuing a relationship with God. God used this opportunity to help me grow. As we all know, that can get pretty uncomfortable. I started praying for God to put me where He needed me. He answered. After a couple of months, my boss came into town and let me know they had made a decision to close our facility. During the time it took to close the location, I was able to get another job. This is where God truly started working on me. The job started as 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., which was good for me, but after some time, they changed my schedule to 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. After school only goes until 6 p.m., so I had no idea what I was going to do about childcare. Andrew and Sandra were once again a blessing in my life as they were able to pick Hartley up and watch her until I got home. Life was very challenging at this point, but God had already put people in my life to help. I was getting all the emotional and spiritual support I needed through my neighbors and small group. It was about this time that I made the decision to get baptized. Andrew was the one that baptized me. After that happened, God revealed to me how I needed to grow from my current situation. My job was very challenging, and my supervisor made it more so. The first way God needed me to grow was finding joy in the suffering. I started checking in on my coworkers and praying with them when I had the chance. The second way God needed me to grow was to pray for those who persecute me. I started praying for my supervisor to come to faith and for God to help her love others better. I'd been searching for a job this whole time, but it wasn't until I grew that God started moving. I got an interview, and it went well. The God moment came at the end, though. They let me know that they work with No Longer Bound and Vision Warriors to help men in recovery, both of which are Christian-based programs. I can proudly say now that I work there today, having good God gospel conversations every day. 4 years ago, I lost my wife to alcohol. Today, I get to fellowship with men in recovery, glorifying God while helping each other heal from our lives. All of this happened because of my neighbors. They chose to love me as themselves.
Wow. Jason's life and the influence in our lives, it's been such a wonderful blessing. And I want to tell you, like, he just went quickly through all of this, but this is years of him going through ups and downs in his faith. And it all started with, I remember having a small group meeting where Rob was there, and he had like, hey guys, what do you want to do as a small group? What would be your goal if you could talk to God right now? What would be your goal? And then the guys in our small group, they said it was their idea, not mine, because I'm not a good neighbor. They were like, we should reach out to our neighbors. And I'm like, no, not the neighbors. So Jason had been my neighbor for I don't know, many years, 3-4 years before, and I never talked to him, okay? I never went to say hi. I never, if I was out there doing something and he was coming out, or any of my neighbors come out, I'm just kind of go back and kind of ignore them a little bit. But because our small group was praying for this, then I was like, okay, we need to be intentional. If we want to reach our neighbors, so we told each other, okay, next time we meet, we're going to ask each other, did you say hi to your neighbor? And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. And then we had a birthday party, David's party, and then Sandra's like, well, they have a little girl. Let's invite them over. So Rebecca and Hartley came over. And after that, Rebecca and Sandra would text each other sporadically. They were not super close, but they would text each other. And then December came, and we saw a fire truck, ambulance next to our house. So Sandra texted, and then Jason answered that she was in the hospital and she was not gonna make it. I'm sorry, guys. So we talked to Sandra and we said, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. So we just have them over. We just say, hey, you wanna have dinner with us on Friday? So Jason started to come over to our house on Fridays, and we would have dinner. And then I told him, like, hey, you know what, after dinner we normally go to small group, you want to come with us? And I said, yeah, that sounds great. So he started to come to small group, and that's how he got his studies. At home, we never opened the Bible with Jason. All his spiritual blessings came from our small group, studying with him, supporting him in many ways. And he started to be very active here, coming every Sunday, and then after Sunday, we would invite him over and have dinner. And then I told him, like, hey, it's nothing fancy. It's Colombian food. It's just rice, beans, and meat. But you're always welcome. And there's going to be a lot of Spanish going on. And I don't know how that's going to work. And he was always with us. We started spending our birthdays and Christmases together. And everything's going really good. He's starting to pray with us. And we're so happy. And then he loses his job. And then he finds a job, and the boss is horrible. And he's just making his life miserable. And I remember sitting down in my porch, and I prayed to God, and I said, why? Why are you putting Jason through this? He already lost his wife. He suffered so much. Why does he have this? I'm sorry, God, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then Jason came to me that week. We were talking about it, and then he's like, you know what? God is teaching me to be patient and to pray for my enemies. And I feel so small because I was like, here I'm complaining. And Jason is learning from this, and he's teaching me, and he's encouraging me so much. And then he finds this new job where he can preach to others, tell them help. God has been preparing him for this same position that he's in. He knows what alcoholism feels like in the home. He knows the struggles, so he can really, really help this man. And I am so blessed to have Jason in my life. And now he's like coming to me. We meet every week, right? And his idea. He texts me, hey, you want to talk? And I'm like, no, but yes. Come over. Come over. And he's like, tell me about your feelings. And I'm like, no, Jason, I don't want to talk about my feelings, man. And he's praying with me. He's encouraging me. And then he's like, we should have a fire, man. We should have a fire with all the men, and we're going to be vulnerable. I'm like, no, Jason, bad idea, man. And that's happening. We are having a fire that Jason hosts once a month. And different men come over, and Jason always starts with his God moments, his spiritual insights, and then we all follow, and it's been a wonderful blessing. So God gave me a blessing because many, many years ago, I prayed to him and said, hey, God, show me your presence in my life. That's the one thing I ask. Just show me your presence. And he showed it through Jason. He's been a blessing to our family, Jason. You're my brother, my best friend. I love you, and I'm so glad that you're here giving your testimony today because it's an amazing one. And that's Grace Chapel for you. That's Christians for you. People pouring, because it was not me. It was the small group, every single member of the small group pouring into Jason. Every single person here loving, praying for him, that the ones who know him. And like Rob was saying, it just takes a meal, guys. It just takes bringing someone into your life and sharing. And God is the one doing the work, not us. It's nothing to do with us. He's the one that is doing the blessings. And I just want to say thank you to God for allowing me to meet Jason.